Lots of parts of the country are finding out it's a little hot out there. And so one of our concerns from a safety standpoint has to be to recognize heat illness. So this is one of the topics that FedOSHA doesn't have an actual standard on, but they are very aware of the concerns of this and have put out lots of information, making sure we aren't ignoring our workers who are working outside. Now, states like California do have a specific safety order in heat illness, and this is also one of the targeted inspection areas that they will focus on for outdoor workers in California. So if we just take a look at the hazards of heat illness, we know anybody who's working out in the heat and humidity, that the two of those together exacerbate the problem, and so we need to be aware of the heat index and recognize that if people are above 85 degrees, that this starts to be of concern. So what's our solution? Well, there's really three key things that we need to keep in mind. 1, hydration. 2, shade. And 3, rest. So if you have workers working outside, a good rule of thumb that actually is in the Cal/OSHA safety order is to make sure you have a quart of water per person per hour when they're outdoors working in the heat. And when we're talking about shade, that means they have to be able to be under something that provides shade, whether that's a tree or whether that's a tent or an awning. And they can't just be stuffed into a vehicle that doesn't have air conditioning or in any area that doesn't provide proper ventilation. You also want enough shade that everybody can stand and or sit comfortably without touching somebody else, and that shade would cover 100% of the workers who are on break or lunch at that time. And then obviously rest. You know, we know that there are scheduled rest breaks in any day, but as that temperature and the humidity go up and raise the heat index, then we need to increase the rest time that people will have as well. So providing these kinds of things for workers who work outside, being purposeful with that is always a good thing. People will ask, should we provide something other than water? And yes, companies can provide things like Gatorade or something else other than water, but you don't want caffeinated drinks because, again, that will only exacerbate the problem and help to dehydrate. So always much more water than any of the other types of drinks. So as these people work outside, remember to make sure they're aware of the signs and symptoms of heat illness, that if they're getting very hot or getting lightheaded or sweating a lot, or then worse than that, stop sweating, we need to get them immediate care. Somebody should stay with them to make sure that they're okay, not just have them go sit under a tree by themselves, but stay with them to make sure that they are recovering properly. And then, if necessary, get them to an emergency room or some type of other emergent care as quickly as necessary. So don't forget about our outdoor workers, that this could be one of the biggest things that affects them. Be watching for that heat index, the combination of heat and humidity, and then provide hydration, shade, and rest.